Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting hour of Mid-South Wrestling. I'm Jim Ross, and along with Joel Watts, we will be describing the action, ladies and gentlemen. Matchmaker Grizzly Smith has assembled one of the most fantastic cards in Mid-South history. You're going to see some tremendous single competition with such international stars as Mr. Unpredictable Dick Slater. You'll see the Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer here in action, and a great one-on-one matchup between the undefeated on television, El Corsario, the martial arts expert, going against the man with the DDT, Jake the Snake Roberts. And Joel, we have got four of the greatest tag teams in wrestling right here today, and one extremely unusual match.
You're absolutely right, Jim. Some great tag team action for you today. The Mid-South Tag Team Champions will be in action, Al Perez and Wendell Cooley. You'll also see the former Mid-South Tag Team Champions, Ted Dibiase and Dr. Death, in their first appearance back here on Mid-South Wrestling in quite some time in tag team action. Also, as Jim was saying, for the first time ever on Mid-South Television, we're going to see a main event between the Fantastics, Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, against superstar Bill Dundee and Dirty Dutch Mantell with a whip on a 10-foot steel pole next to the ring. It should be a fantastic match. I can't wait to see it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that match, the first time ever on television, so we've got a tremendous hour for you. Thank you so very much for being with us. Let's kick the hour off with a great video that we're receiving a lot of response on. The subject, Al Perez.
Mid-South Tag Team Champions. They've held on to them. A lot of people said that they couldn't, but they certainly have them. Enough said. Next week I'll have a video on Wendell Cooley. It should be a good one from the raw footage that I've got so far. It looks like it'll really be a fantastic video. Coming up next, we've got Al Perez and Wendell Cooley in action. Let's go to the ring.
This event, a tag team bout, one fall with 10-minute time limit. In the red corner, the team of Carl Stiles and the Red Raider. And across the ring, their opponents, the Mid-South Tag Team Champions, Al Perez and Wildcat Wendell Cooley. Your referee, Tommy Gilbert.
The East-West Connection, Mid-South Tag Team Champions, Wildcat Wendell Cooley from San Antonio, Texas. From Tampa, Florida, Al Perez, ladies and gentlemen. As we wait the official signal, there's the bell, and we've got tag team action, and we've got some of the greatest tag teams in wrestling right here today on Mid-South. Once again, thank you very much for being with us.
Cooley with a tag into his partner Perez. Perez goes to that arm bar. Both Cooley and Perez become very intent when they decide to go after a certain part of the body. Perez, quick tag in.
One thing I've noticed too, Joel, is their teamwork is getting better and better every week. Right there's a great example. Scoop slam by Wendell Cooley. He and Perez both are extremely strong, but they've got the big country boy from the hills of Tennessee, 290-pound Carl Stiles.
Wendell Cooley going after that arm. Like I said, these two men both very tenacious. Carl Stiles there with a couple of illegal blows to the forehead of Wendell Cooley. Perez in, he hits Carl Stiles with a hard forearm. Stiles down to the canvas. Oh, Perez, all 290 pounds, belly to back suplex. Beautiful maneuver.
Belly to back suplex, the winners in quick fashion, explosive teamwork. Al Perez and Wendell Wildcat Cooley, and we'll be back with Jake the Snake versus El Corsario after this timeout.
This bout, one fall or 10-minute time limit. In the red corner from Puerto Rico, El Corsario. And from Atlanta, Georgia, in the blue corner, Jake the Snake. Carl Fergie, your referee.
Jake the Snake Roberts, the man with a DDT, and you could hear the fans yelling DDT, DDT, as we came on here, ladies and gentlemen. Carl Fergie calls for the bell. It'll be El Corsario. And Joel, one point I want to add right here. Well, matter of fact, 2 points. One is El Corsario undefeated on television thus far. And secondly, General Skandar Akbar is missing. He isn't at ringside. We heard that explanation from Cowboy Bill Watts last week in regards to Akbar's disappearance. Thanks to the Midnight Rider and Hacksaw Duggan, Hacksaw Reed, Akbar has gone to the sanctuary of who knows where.
Well, it's certainly good news in my opinion. I can't say that I particularly cared for Skandar Akbar. The action in the ring speaks for itself. A Mid-South Wrestling main event. El Corsario versus Jake the Snake Roberts. Corsario poised and ready for that karate chop. Referee Carl Fergie was there.
Well, the fans are saying no, and what they're saying no about is the referee asked Jake if he pulled the mask to take down El Corsario. El Corsario, short chop. Remember, those are deadly weapons, those hands. We have Jake Roberts, and that's all American. There's nothing martial about that. Martial law maybe, but not martial arts.
I've sometimes wondered about El Corsario, and he's somewhat mysterious. That mask lends a lot to him. Whoa, he goes for the DDT.
Well, everybody has seen the film. That's one thing about this tremendous television exposure, the #1 wrestling program in the country. And Jake the Snake Roberts says, hey, I want to get it on. Let's go.
Whoa, Corsario. So I was saying, you got to wonder about him sometimes. He seems to have an extremely devious mind. But Jake the Snake can fight fire with fire in that department, because he is most certainly one of the quickest thinkers in the wrestling business. El Corsario quickly gaining momentum on Jake the Snake. He knows that he has got to put the pressure on this man if he wants to gain a victory. And it is an important match for both of these men. He goes to a claw hold right around the heart area. There are a lot of nerves and very important blood vessels in that area. Corsario is attacking them at this point. He's also keeping his weight above Jake the Snake's shoulders. Now there, I think he made a tactical error by standing up and letting Jake the Snake get to his base, because that's where Jake the Snake can really hurt you. He gets his leverage, he gets his distance, and he can explode and he can uncork on you.
Well, apparently El Corsario, Joel, I obviously didn't hear you, but he has got right back to a very sound tactical maneuver. A while ago, I wanted to add that he was really kicking Jake in the ribs, and as hard as he can kick, with those savant-like kicks, you talk about busting some ribs in a hurry.
Well, no doubt about it, Jim. If he gets the distance and can unload on Jake the Snake with that savant-like kick, I don't know if even Jake the Snake will be able to get up from that, because, brother, there are not many things as devastating as when he gets that 200 plus pounds behind that kick, all that momentum, where he goes to chop to the chest.
Very contrasting styles here, and El Corsario style somewhat hard to figure out for many opponents. And he has got that claw, and he's got it buried.
There we see him again, once again, keeping the weight over the shoulders, trying to keep Jake the Snake down on the mat.
Don't forget now, ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. Coming up for the first time ever on television, a whip on the pole tag team matchup. We'll tell you more about it a little bit later in the hour. But whatever you do, don't go away.
Jake the Snake fighting up to a base somewhat, but El Corsario there raking the eyes of Jake the Snake. Oh, Jake with a kick to the midsection. A hard right, he lashes out against Corsario, but Corsaro's got him in the turnbuckles. He has got him in the ropes, and that is a tough place to fight back. Carl Fergie keeping Corsario off. And now Corsario goes back once again to that claw hold, this time up in the collarbone area. An extremely painful area to place that kind of a claw hold. Again, he keeps attacking those nerve centers. That's one of the things about the martial arts is you learn nerve centers and pressure points, and you learn how to attack them quickly and add as much punishment as possible.
Jake Roberts agonizing there, and boy, I tell you, El Corsario has been vicious on that arm. Now, Jake's going for the mask. Hey, he doesn't mind Joel taking a shortcut. He wants to win. That's what he wants to do. That's what he's in there for.
Hey, brother, anything it takes, Jake the Snake is going to do it. He says money changes everything, and there is certainly a lot riding on this match.
Certainly great to see him with Hacksaw Duggan last week. Boy, what a team they're going to make. When they really get it all going, man, they are going to be an awesome team. It's my opinion, they're a great team right now.
No doubt about it, Jim. Both of them, double tough, great tacticians. Listen to this crowd getting behind Jake the Snake Roberts. I never thought I'd hear it a few months back, but the people have just really grown to love this man. He's such a competitor. He's got such a great fighting heart. There he comes off the ropes. A knee lift! A knee lift, and he is turning the tide on El Corsario. Look at that, his arm numb for the punishment that Corsario wreaked on him.
Certainly has limited use of that one arm. Jake, you heard the people, they're yelling.
Well, he went for the clothesline, but he missed it. Corsario with a kick to the midsection. Still, Jake the Snake arm looks as if it's numb. Corsario attacking those pressure. Oh, he goes to kick Jake the Snake, but Jake blocks it with his arm again. He blocked it with his arm again, and you gotta wonder if he has much use of it. There he went for that kick. Clothesline.
Jake Roberts has very limited use, and listen to the people. They're standing. They want it. They want the DDT.
And they're gonna get it. And DDT.
Jake delivers a DDT. Nobody gets up from there. 1, 2, and 3. And the referee can count to 30. Jake the Snake Roberts, and we'll be back with more after this from the exciting Mid-South Wrestling Network.
Thank you for staying with us, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, last week on Mid-South Wrestling, Ted Dibiase, Dr. Death, and Bruiser Bob Sweetan came to the ring with Jim Ross and conducted an interview wherein Ted Dibiase mentioned that he had to cut his trip to Japan short because of what happened in the Mid-South. Dr. Death and Bruiser Bob Sweetan losing the Mid-South Tag Team titles to Al Perez and Wendell Cooley. Ted Dibiase said that he had granted Bruiser Bob Sweetan power of attorney to represent him in tag team matches. What Dibiase basically got at is that he feels that he has lost a lot of leverage, i.e. he needs a title to get towards Ric Flair. He needs a title to get to Duggan to accomplish all of his goals here in the Mid-South. What preceded was a very startling incident. Let's watch that back now.
I gave you power of attorney to do just that, to represent me, so Mid-South couldn't interfere. And very simply putting it, Sweetan, you blew it. You blew it, Sweetan. You blew it, and nobody does that to me. Nobody.
Just a minute. I didn't blow it. I'm not the one that lost the fall. It was your partner that lost the fall right here on television, so don't be blaming me for the titles not being where they're supposed to be.
Look, Sweetan, he may have lost. dressing room. Now we've taken care of that business. I want you to go get Grizzly Smith. Get Grizzly Smith over to the ring and go up that dressing room and bring them two paper champions that say they're the Mid-South Tag Team Champions down here right now, because Dr. Death and his partner Ted DiBiase are going to show all these people right here today, if we can get it done, who the real Mid-South Tag Team Champions. Doc, go take care of him. Come on.
I mean, go take care of him.
Come on, Grizzly Smith. Come on down here. I want you to go up there and get those two paperweights, those two champions who are nobodies, and get them down here in the ring. Get them down here in the ring. That's right. Because there ain't nobody.
Boy, this is broken down to a pair 6 brawl. Looks like Sweetan was fired, so to speak, but he isn't taking it too well. He's badly lacerated. But Sweetan, a former brass buck champion, and King Rat, toe-to-toe. Dr. Death coming from behind with a steel chair. He's thrown in the ring to Dibiase. Sweetan's intercepted that chair. He's ripped Dibiase's coat. He's ripped his shirt. Bob Sweetan will show you why he's a brass ducks champion. And Dibiase and Dr. Death. Dr. Death just got crowding him. It's out of control here. Bruiser Bob Sweetan is really hot. Dibiase ripped from limb to elbow, his coat in shreds.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Ted DiBiase's so-called firing of Bruiser Bob Sweetan certainly backfired on the Big Cheese. I know we haven't heard the last of that incident, and we're going to see one of the most awesome tag teams in wrestling. Ted DiBiase and Dr. Death in action. Let's go to the ring now, and Boyd Pierce.
Tag team action, 1 fall or 10-minute time limit. In the red corner from Omaha, Nebraska, Ted DiBiase. And his partner from Oklahoma University, Dr. Death, Steve Williams. And across the ring from the state of Kentucky, Tony Falk. And Chattanooga, Tennessee, Pat Rose.
Tag team action, ladies and gentlemen, here on Mid-South Wrestling. Thank you very much for staying with us. Jim Ross and Joel Watts at ringside as we get ready to kick this one off here, ladies and gentlemen. The referee calls for the bell, and in my opinion, Joel, and it's just strictly my opinion, but I feel like that Ted DiBiase, Dr. S.D. Williams are as good as any tag team in wrestling. They have it all, and I think that Mr. Rose and Mr. Falk are in for a true test in this encounter.
Well, Rose and Falk are certainly in for a true test, as you said, Jim Ross, but I think Al Perez and Wendell Cooley are going to be in for a true test as well. Whoa! Dr. Death with a hard right uppercut to the chin of Pat Rose. He fires Rose off, elevates him, and now Dr. Death quickly and confidently tagging into his partner. They wrestle together as well, as you said, Jim, as anybody in wrestling. They're a hard elbow. You notice they haven't even let Tony Falk get into the ring yet. Rather, they haven't put Pat Rose in a position to tag. They're Rose in a position to make the tag, but he was just too obliterated to even do it. DiBiase just pulled Falk in. High vertical back suplex.
DiBiase has every single offensive maneuver in wrestling. He has the master, no doubt about it. I did think we saw a tag there, Joel, and these men are devastating. And that clothesline, he was number 76 from the Oklahoma Sooners.
Thank you for correcting me on that, Jim. Whoa, what a headbutt. There, Dr. Death could be so vicious. He fires Falk to the turnbuckle, and Jim, they are manhandling these two men. I don't think we've seen one aggressive maneuver that has had any success from Falk and Rose thus far.
Well, they're certainly gearing up. They want another shot at those Mid-South Tag Team title belts. They'll do anything to get the opportunity, and they'll do anything to win the belts. And look at this, Joe.
We've never seen this tactic before from these two men. They've obviously been working on something new. Whoa! The Oklahoma Stampede off of the second rope. What could be more devastating?
A tremendous victory for DiBiase and Dr. Death. And we'll have a special presentation from Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert when we return after this timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert has requested and has been granted time by the Mid-South Wrestling to present an announcement at this time.
Thank you, Boyd Pierce. You know, I have a great legion of fans, I think. and they've really overwhelmed me here lately with their support. You know, it's hard being a celebrity like I am. It's hard being great looking like I am without these young girls and ladies really pestering you and bothering you. See, it's hard for me to even go to hotels. I've been asked at some hotels not even to stay there because girls keep calling, girls keep coming. They jar up the telephone lines, and the hotels ask me to leave just because Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert is the best looking professional wrestler in wrestling today. And I realize that. And see, and I understand too that after a lot of my matches, a lot of my fans, and I'm sure there's a lot of them, they want a piece of Hot Stuff. They want something of mine. They want a touch. They want my autograph. They just want something. So boy, with the brain that I have, I came up with a solution to that. I came up with a great solution to that. What we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is Eddie Hot Stuff Gilbert's solution to all you girls out there that's ever wanted a piece of hot stuff. Please control yourself, please, please, please. I'm about to unveil something here that will shock the wrestling world and will probably make all you people sitting at home start sweating and go in shock and want to grab a hold of your TV set and pull it up next to you and put those rosy red lips of yours up to this. So what I'm going to do is, oh, this is hard, this is hard, this is hard. This is hard. I'm seriously, I'm telling you, please control yourselves when this happens. When I take this black covering off, I want everyone to control themselves, please. Because I realize that what you're about to see is going to make you just tremble and smile. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you what I've done for some lucky person. Now, I went to a lot of time, Boyd Pierce and you people, and a lot, and I mean I stress this greatly, a lot of expense to have this beautiful, beautiful portrait. There's not another one like it in the world fixed and made. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a little offer to all you wrestling fans watching, a little contest here. You've always been asking about how can you have a piece of hot stuff. Well, all you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is write in 25 words or less why you would like to have this portrait. My gift, I'm giving this out of the heart of myself. My gift, 25 words or less, just send it in care of Mid-South Sports and Eddie Gilbert, and this will be theirs, Boyd Pierce. And I know it's a lot to be given, but I think somebody deserves it.
There you are, ladies. Whatever turns you on, different strokes for different folks. Let's go back now to Jim and Joel at the desk for the details.
Well, he's certainly he's a humble little fella, I guess, huh? Well, in any event, girls, if you would like to win that beautiful portrait, it is a beautiful portrait, as a matter of fact. The address is on the screen. You can write Hot Stuff, care of Mid-South Sports, 116 West Breckenridge in Bixby, Oklahoma, 74008. 25 words or less while you like to have that beautiful portrait in your home, your room, or wherever. Maybe your garage. But in any event, ladies and gentlemen, that is the way that situation is. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert has made his statement, and we'll be back with the Mad Dog right after this from the exciting Mid-South Wrestling Network. Thanks for staying with us, everybody. Jim Ross and Joel Watts back at ringside. And ladies and gentlemen, about 2 years ago, Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer was preparing to do battle with the Junkyard Dog. And we received a piece of footage from Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer that showed his preparation to go against JYD. Mad Dog says he's the #1 dog in wrestling. I don't know too many people that would dispute him in that fact. Let's go now back in time and see that piece.
Look into the eyes of the Mad Dog. The training of the Mad Dog for the one and only Junkyard Dog. Junkyard Dog, look at the Mad Dog. No, he's not pretty, but Junkyard Dog, he backs up from no man. No man on God's green earth, least of all, another dog. Look at the Mad Dog, back with his own kind. He feels so at home, Junkyard Dog. He dreams of you at night, and he howls and he screams. He says there's only one dog, and it's me. No, Junkyard Dog. Look at him, he's been training for hours. Look into the eyes of the Mad Dog. Look into his eyes, Junkyard Dog, and see what real fear is. There can only be one dog, and it's the Mad Dog.
Look into the eyes of the Mad Dog. I think that says it all. Let's go to the ring and Boyd Pierce.
This event, one fall or 10-minute time limit. In the red corner at 255 pounds from St. Petersburg, Florida, Buzz Sawyer, the Mad Dog. And across the ring from New York, Broadway Joe.
Broadway Joe, the bell is sounded. Broadway Joe Malcolm is in there with a Mad Dog, and he is as physical and as brutal as anybody in professional wrestling. And he is taking it to Broadway Joe. He may wish he was back in the Big Apple. After Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer takes a bite, and he is taking a bite, literally out of the Broadway man.
This man is as physical as anybody you'll ever see in professional wrestling. Broadway Joe just barely getting that coat off, and he looks dazed and confused. Sawyer, he has him up. He's got him on the turnbuckles. What's he doing?
Oh! He planted him. That is the most devastating power slam I've ever seen in wrestling right there. The Mad Dog, Buzz Sawyer, didn't get his bandana off. Look at the face. Look into the eyes of the Mad Dog right there, and we'll be back with Mr. Unpredictable, Dick Slater, right after this.
Thank you for staying with us, everybody. And as a lot of you already know, Mr. Unpredictable, Dick Slater, has invaded the Mid-South area. He's got a jet-set lifestyle, and he is definitely a vicious competitor. Let's watch a short video clip on him.
He travels in the fast lane as evidenced by that 911 Porsche with his mystery lady at his side. Mr. Unpredictable Dick Slater ready to do battle here on Mid-South Wrestling. Let's go now to ring announcer Boyd Pierce.
This bout one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner at 235 pounds from Tampa, Florida, the Unpredictable Dick Slater. And across the ring in the blue corner, his opponent, Rick Dunn. Tommy Gilbert, your referee.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get our second look at Mr. Unpredictable Dick Slater. Tommy Gilbert calls for the bell. This man with a renowned reputation, Joel. You went to Atlanta to sign this man. He says he's here on a mission, not titles. He wants money, and he's got something else on his mind. I guess only time will tell in that situation, but in any event, he is a renowned star in wrestling around this world, and he is here in the Mid-South, and he is really, really making some waves.
Well, it's just further evidence of the fact that if you want to really make a name for yourself in professional wrestling, the Mid-South area is the place to come. The toughest competition anywhere in the world, in many wrestling experts' opinion. Dick Slater there shows that he can hook it up with the best of them.
He's got quick hands, and that right hand put Rick Dunn right to the mat.
Whoa, there's that devastating elbow.
Talk about a high impact specialist.
No doubt about it. He executes such great technique. And that double arm suplex, this could be it.
Mr. Unpredictable Dick Slater completely dominating Rick Dunn, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be back with a match everybody's waiting for. It's the pole tag team matchup, first time on television, and we'll have it for you right after this from the exciting Mid-South Network. Gentlemen, we've been waiting all hour for this one for the first time ever on television. A whip on the pole, tag team match. Where else but Mid-South Wrestling. Jim Ross and Joel Watts at ringside. Thank you so very much for staying with us and joining us here, ladies and gentlemen. You're the most important part of Mid-South Wrestling. The fans watching this program. Joel, this is quite a matchup. There's a lot of bad blood in this situation.
No doubt about it, this situation goes back quite a ways. There's been a lot of heat between these four men. Tommy Rogers going after Bill Dundee, who's going up to that pole. There, a nice shot by Paul White. You can get an idea of how high up that pole is, and Dundee is going right after it. Of course, this is the main weapon in this match. Whoever gets that whip has got a definite advantage. As Dutch Mantell said, whoa, Dundee with a headbutt. He's about to knock Tommy Rogers off that top rope. You got to realize there's concrete down there. This is extremely dangerous.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, when you talk about tag team strategy, you talk about a lot of things, but you can throw any kind of common strategy and normal game plans out the window as far as this match is concerned. And Dundee goes on backwards, and Tommy Rogers is trying to go right up that pole and get the whip. Mantell trying to come down. He's bringing him down, and I'll tell you, I'm just so excited, Joe. It's hard to call the action in this thing.
Well, if this would have been a single match, I think Tommy Rogers would have been able to make it up to the top. A definite example of the strategy that you were talking about. Or the strategy going out the window, rather. There goes Dundee into the boot of Bobby Fulton. Oh, Fulton with that hard right cross. Dundee goes tumbling down. He makes the tag to Dutch Mantell. Bobby Fulton again immediately going after that whip. You hear the fans getting behind Bobby Fulton. These two men, such tremendous athletes. They're so quick. There goes Tommy Rogers, like a cat, up that pole. But Dutch Mantell's got him by the ankles. Mantell has got him by the ankles.
He's got both feet. Boy, it's a dangerous situation for Tommy Rogers. Oh. I tell you, it's a dangerous situation all the way around. And it's hard to call the action. It's so unorthodox, ladies and gentlemen.
Tommy Rogers hung in the ropes. He's in a very precarious position.
Look at Mantell climbing right over him and his legs tangled. He's climbing right over like he was a stair or something. And Fulton coming back, and there goes the Dirty Dutchman. Rogers desperately needs to make the tag, but Dundee, now look at Dundee going up the pole.
Well, the focus has certainly been on that bullwhip thus far in the match. And Jim, again, I reiterate how extremely dangerous it is up there. Dundee with a fall from way up. Bobby Fulton go up. He's scaling the pole. He's about to get it. You got to realize too, Jim, when these men get to going, this kind of physical activity, you tend to build up quite a sweat. And that can hamper your progress up that pole.
Look at Mantell climbing right over Fulton. He wants that whip. He wants his shoe baby, and he wants it bad because nobody, and nobody in their right mind wants to feel the sting of that bullwhip.
Well, Mantell has said on many occasions that whip can stop a one-ton bull. There's no doubt it can stop a 225-pound wrestler. Fulton with Left crosses to the chin of Dundee. Dundee staggered. Fulton getting a taste of revenge on Dundee. Dundee and Mantell have pulled out all the stops. Anytime they've been in any kind of confrontation with the Fantastics, no tactic is beneath them. Dundee goes again to the pole, but Bobby Fulton stops him. Dundee with a hard turnbuckle. He's scrambling for that pole. Up he goes. Bobby Fulton's after him.
Dundee is just like I don't know what. He just run at the pole. He's agile. That's one thing I'll say. All four of these men are agile, for that matter.
But Dundee has exceptional balance. Oh! Dundee there with a bad fall.
Dundee tied in that top rope. We got now all four of them. I'll tell you, this match has been from one side to the other side, up and down the pole. It's quite a rivalry you've got right here, these four athletes. Mantell coming. Mantell stopping Fulton from going up the pole. I feel sorry for Carl Fergie, Joel. He's having a heck of a time controlling things as Rogers goes out.
He most certainly is, Jim. This match has been mayhem from the bell. It has been a Pier 6 brawl with an interesting twist. That bullwhip on the pole. Momentum slowing down a little bit now.
I don't know what Dundee and Mantell are both doing in the ring. Fergie's got to get one of them out of there.
He most certainly does, but Tommy Rogers decides to even up the score as he comes in, and once again, all four men in the ring. It's a Donnybrook.
All four of them in there, they're going fist and fire, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, the ultimate prize is to get up the pole and get the bullwhip. I don't know if that's on their mind right now. Yes, it is. There goes superstar Bill Dundee trying to get up the pole.
He's going up, Jim, but he...
Look at Fulton checking the ropes. Dundee can't get his balance. As Rogers and Dundee are still hammering each other, Dundee slammed off the top rope.
Just Mantell goes up. Mantell quickly going up, but Tommy Rogers is after him. Rogers is after him. He's got him stopped. Whoa, there goes Dutch Mantell off the top rope. These men are going to be hurting in the morning, Chip. There's no doubt about it.
Maybe a call to the chiropractor in the morning.
Wait a minute.
There's hot stuff Eddie Gilbert. What the heck is he doing?
All four men are occupied, and Gilbert goes up to the... He's going up the pole. He's got the whip. He has got the whip. And somebody is in deep trouble.
Fergie's calling for the disqualification. I thought so. There's no reason for Eddie Gilbert to be in the ring whatsoever, but Gilbert got the pole, and he's lashing. He's lashing Bobby Fulton. Rogers is outside, and now it's 3-on-1. It is 3-on-1.
Dutch Mantell got Tommy Rogers on the ring post, but Tommy's in. He's got a hold of the whip. He hammers Gilbert. He hammered Gilbert. He nails Dundee with the butt of the whip. He's got Dutch Mantell down, and he's choking him with that whip.
Dundee went all the way over the top and all the way out of the concrete, and they're nailing Dutch Mantell. Here comes hot stuff back in the ring. Gilbert throwing powder in the face of Tommy Rogers.
Gilbert's got the whip.
And now it's Mantell and Gilbert, and they're double teaming Rogers. Are Fulton, and Rogers is blinded. He's on the outside, and they're whipping him.
Mantell is laying it in. He is taking the hide of a Bobby Fulton, and down goes Carl Fergie. Mantell just hammered Fergie. Oh, got it. Tommy Rogers in with a chair. He has got a chair. And he's standing him off. He evens the score.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a disqualification in this situation. The winners of the match by disqualification, the Fantastics. Bill Dundee got the worst of that situation, no doubt about it. And you saw Eddie Gilbert and Dutch Mantell. They double-teamed the Fantastics. We have not heard the last of this situation. And ladies and gentlemen, next week here on Mid-South Wrestling, if Wendell Cooley and Al Perez are still the Mid-South Tag Team Champions, and by that I mean they've got some title defenses signed. If they're still the Tag Team Champions when we come back here for television, ladies and gentlemen, of course that goes for any title match that we announce. They're trying to get it signed, Joe. Ted DiBiase and Dr. Death against Cooley and Perez for the tag titles next week.
What a great main event that's going to be. I can't wait to see that myself. Title match or no title match, those men are going to have a barn burner of a match. I could guarantee you that. a lot of other great things happening too, Jim. It's going to be a great hour next week. We hope you can join us.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a tremendous hour. Thank you so very much for taking the time to join us here on Mid-South Wrestling. You are the most important thing we have. That's the great wrestling fans of the Mid-South. For Boyd Pierce, my colleague Joel Watts, I'm Jim Ross saying until we see you next week, ladies and gentlemen, on a great hour, we'll see you next week for more Mid-South Wrestling.